even know who this is referencing?
Yeah, Cyclonus that had flour poured on him. I don't know.
I need a Karen transformer.
I think it's narrow around the face, and then those antennas or whatever like make it really big.
What's going on, BVC fans? We're back with another round of news. As always, I'm James the Con.
And I'm Bobby the Bot.
And why don't we get right into it? So the news is kind of slow right now. I'm assuming it's because the movie's coming out, but we're here as always to show you. And we're going to start off with something that's a little movie related, and that is the Transformers 1 movie has been delayed already. They just put out the original release date, which I think was in June, and now it's been delayed till September of 2024. So all of you that want to see a retelling of Optimus and Megatron's love story, you're going to have to wait a little bit.
You know, I'm a little upset about this, actually. I was anxious to see it just because I like seeing, new Transformers media. But I wonder if they're going to see how this movie does and then pin it after that.
I honestly think it's due to competition as well. Rise of the Beast is stacked with both Flash, which is all Batman movie, I don't care what people say, and Spider-Verse. So it has some stiff competition, which is very scary considering more people will probably go to a Marvel or a DC movie than a Transformers movie.
Well, and also there is the strike that's going on in Hollywood, so
that too, yes. So there's a lot of factors involved. I'd like to be a fly on that boardroom wall. Yeah. While they talk about it. But so we're gonna have to wait a little longer. Hopefully we'll see more about it soon though.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's get on to some leaks. And now everything has been leaked through a Taiwanese website, and it is all from Takara. I went from least interesting to most interesting, at least between us two. And the first one is the train bot. I read this as Karen, but I guess it's KN. I was very confused. Like, I need a Karen transformer. But here it is in color, in its crotch form. So if you guys want it, you can get it. I do think the train mode looks really cool. It's hard to tell with that blue text over it. But it does look like this set is going much more for a alt mode. What's that called? That's their main focus is the alt modes, not the combined mode and not the robot mode.
I agree, and this is probably my least favorite type of train. So I am interested to see what it looks like, as you mentioned, without all the blue writing over it. But I'm not really excited about this alt mode either. Some of the other alt modes look really good, like the feet look amazing in alt mode. So this one is probably my least favorite out of the whole set anyway.
Well, I do like this type of train. I like trains in general. I think all of them have their pros and cons. And this one I think this would be really cool as like a Decepticon with some like a battering ram with like guns on it and stuff like that. But that's where my mind goes. So moving on to something that's actually pretty cool, we've got the Tigatron and Black Arachnia 2-pack. Now, they've done 3 of these already, I believe, right?
Yeah, I think there was a Cheetor set.
Cheetor, Optimus and Megatron, and Rhinox and Scorponok.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here's another one. Now, these decos, again, from what I can see, look amazing. But too little, too late. I already have these in Kingdom, so...
Same here. I will be passing on them. I definitely, as you like to tell me, you don't need, such and such Autobot in your collection. I don't need another set of these Beast War figures in my collection.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That Black Arachnia does look good, though, and it is tempting. But it's just not enough for me to get it. So... Now, the thing that I think you would probably be interested in and you're probably going to buy, even though I am completely out, is Mr. Strawlegs over here. What is going on with those legs? It looks fine from the waist up, and then you get to the legs, and it just looks like a Tube Man, which is not what I want in my collection. This is worse than Trailbreaker. Worst masterpiece of the year right here.
I must admit, those legs do look like he's missed leg day. And
He don't have leg day. His legs got cut off and he replaced them with pool tubes.
yeah, they do look like some noodles. So,
Pool noodles, there you go. Yeah.
you know, I'm interested. I haven't put I don't know if I'm gonna put a pre-order in. I actually may wait for this one to come out and see what it looks like. I do have the XTransbox versions and the Fans Toy version, and I know there was some pluses and minuses with those as well. So I'm interested to see what the official looks like and you know how those legs really do look.
Yeah. And these are also, take this all with a grain of salt. They're probably real with what we've seen in the past, but they had not been officially announced. I do have to say, if they're already making a Trailbreaker KO, you might want to just wait a little bit. Not endorsing KOs, but
I understand.
yes, read between the lines. So let's move on to what has been just announced. And we're going to start off with things that don't even transform and that aren't figures first. And that is, we got a new image of this popcorn bucket. So this is the one we talked about an episode or two ago with the light up eyes. And you can eat Optimus's brains, and I really like that. So I'll probably be getting this. And I guess it says it's a collectible tin. So I don't know if this is going to be made out of metal or plastic. I would assume it would be metal.
I
Because of
like
what they said. So
well, I like the it's supposed to be very easy to clean as well, so I'm assuming it has to be something that's going to hold up. And then having those light up eyes as well, you know, it has to have something to kind of
protect it.
Yeah, and protect it. So I like this one.
Well, another one was recently leaked, and that is the AMC Transformers Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime, which is his alt mode. Now, I've got to say, I read when I was looking up pictures, I saw a comment that they missed a big opportunity here to make the cab a cup holder.
That would have been really
slick. Somebody posted that on one of the forums or whatever. I'm like, oh, that would have been awesome. So, which one are you going to be getting, or are you going to be getting both of them?
You know, I'm having a hard time. I think the gimmick with the first one, with the light up eyes and things, I think that's pretty cool. I like the trailer on this one. So I'm on the fence, but I'm leaning towards the first one.
Yes, I'm doing the same. I like this one. I just think it would be easier to put on a shelf with the other one.
And yeah. I mean, I saw the first one's $25. I don't know how much this one. I'm assuming it's probably.
I think it's around the same price.
Yeah. So, who knows? Maybe I'll pick up both.
That's a very Bobby thing to do. So let's stay away from these transforming figures. Who'd want to talk about them? Let's talk about the Robeson G1 Bumblebee. Now, you already have the Prime, and I have a picture showing the scale. What do you think about this?
I don't know. And I know that's not good for a debate type show, but the feet look humongous. The chest looks really small. The waist is somewhat in the middle, and he has some really, really long legs. So it's almost like he has Mickey Mouse's shoes on or something like that. But for the
he does have Mickey Mouse's proportions all around, besides the gloves.
Yes, and so I've looked at some, throwbacks of G1 Bumblebee, and it's always hard to tell because of the animation. But I think this is close, but not close enough. If it transformed, I'd probably be more in tune to get it. But I think I'm going to pass on this one. Well, actually, I know I'm going to pass on this one.
All right. Well, wow. I thought you were going to get it just to put it alongside your Prime. But obviously, I won't be getting this either. But I think the main reason with the proportions is the chest is too narrow. If the shoulders were... Maybe on the shoulder... Again, this might be a limitation of having a robot figure, but the chest should have been a little wider, and even the legs a little shorter, in my opinion. Now, if you Photoshop it and it looks funky, then it's probably not. That's just what I would see. I also think there's a stark contrast with it next to this Prime. They look very different.
Yes.
They don't look like they're in the same line, because one transforms and one doesn't, and one has the limitations of a transforming figure and one doesn't. So I think that's a little jarring between the two.
Well, I'm also I haven't seen any pricing or hints
It's
at
going to
price.
be it's about $425 US.
So yeah, that's for it to be a non-transforming figure. I feel like they could have done a lot more with the way it looked. So it could have had the broader chest. It could have had the, the limitations are a little bit different when you're doing a transforming figure because everything has to fit together in the alternate mode. With this, it really didn't have to do that. So
I'm going to give you do one up on you. There are no limitations on
Well,
a non-transforming figure. The
right.
only limitations would be with the robotics on the inside, but all of that, I'm assuming, could be tweaked to be a little longer here, a little higher here.
Right. So it's very toon look, which I like. I typically like the toon look, but the proportions are a little wonky for me.
Well, let's think about how you're going to think about this price. So this is Roboson's signature robot, Rise of the Beasts Optimus Prime. So again, a non-transforming figure, and the price is going to be $700. Yeah, quite pricey. We've already talked about this quite a bit. I like it, how it looks. I don't need it. I don't even want it. The only thing that I would want would be that axe to put on another figure, because that axe is pretty cool.
I actually like the Ion Blaster as well.
Yeah.
And the axe. That price point pushes me all the way out. I think I paid $8.99. I can't remember how much I paid for my transforming one. So
yeah,
the flagship. So I was an early adopter on the flagship, so the price was a little bit cheaper. But for this not to transform, that just throws it for me. I think if they would have came out with these first and then came out with the flagship and the elite later on down the line after they had these out, I probably would be more inclined to look at purchasing these. Or now I compare everything to the transforming figure and I'm like, oh, why would I buy that?
Yes, I agree with you. It makes sense why they did it, but at the same time, it makes these kind of I mean, I don't think you would ever see a transforming Bayverse or Movieverse, whatever you want to call it nowadays, figure. Just there's too many small parts, like, to have a transform like the movie. But something that also weirded me out is that half of this figure's accessories are limited edition.
Yes.
So if you're going to buy this after it's released, you're not going to get anything, and the hands don't move. You're going to have to change out the hands like a traditional action figure, which is really strange to me with it being so big that you're going to have to sit there. Oh, let me wait a second. Let me change this hand so we could do this thing on my phone. Like, that just seems very weird. And because the other one has a moving hands, right? The transforming. So I don't understand that.
Yep. I totally 1000% agree with you. That the limited edition part, that threw me. So you don't even get the axe. You don't get
exactly.
Cords, so that throws me off right there. I mean, unless the limited edition is, 5 million units or something like that, what is considered limited? We're talking about, first year, it comes with these, then okay, great. But if we're putting a number that this is going to be included in, I'm totally out on that, because again, the price point. I do like that it comes with a stand. I wonder if the stand it doesn't look like it, but I wonder if it charges the robot while it's on the stand. I know that's something that the flagship is missing that I wish it did have. But the hands, as you said, James, having to change the hands each time you're trying to do something, that's a pain. I mean, it's already with the flagship, you have to change out the weapon. from the axe to, or I mean, you could put the axe in a hand and a gun in another hand, but that's pretty much the only changing you would have to do.
Yes, and it's different with the changeable hands. I'm totally fine with that on action figures or even Transformers. I have some KO Iron Factory things that have different hands, and it works, but you're not controlling it with a phone.
Yes.
What do they say? That would break the immersion type of thing. You have to change the hands. So
yes,
but it's a thing that you can do. So let's finally get into these transforming figures. And we're going to start off with this guy. So this is Magic Square's Space Skimming Cyclonus. Now, I don't know which Cyclonus this is. I think this is a toy deco. I could be wrong, or I don't know, but there's a new deco for their Cyclonus. So what do you think about this?
So initially when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's really nice. Then I started looking at the alt mode, and it's kind of lazy, to use your favorite word. Mm-hmm. It really looks like the arms lay at its side. You flip the fist in, and you maybe unlock something in the leg and the knee and flip it up and click them together and pull the wings out to the side, and maybe something flips up over his head or something, and you're pretty much done. Now, I may have oversimplified it. There may be a little bit more twists and turns there, but in terms of the way it looks, it really looks like he just laid down.
Yes, it does. And this is a small figure, so I get it. But at the same time, who was the other one? Was it New Age that did their Cyclonus? It looks a lot better than this.
Yes.
So I'm interested to find out when the original version of this mold came out. Because if it came out 5 years ago...
True.
Okay, I understand. And you're doing new color schemes. But... taking the figure away, I like this deco on Cyclonus. I really like that dark burgundy that he has. It really gives him a new layer of color, I guess, to this rather bland looking character with only 2 colors. So I think this is pretty cool.
Well, this is right up your alley with color schemes, so not surprising.
Yes, exactly. But what's even better is this guy. Do you even know who this is referencing?
Yes, Cyclonus that had flour poured on him.
How did you know it was baking Cyclonus? You figured it out.
It's Food Network Cyclonus.
Food Network Cyclonus. He's gonna be right next. What's that one? Rachel Ray.
Yes.
So no, this is actually Ferric, which is a comic book character that got a BotCon figure in 2014. He's part of. I forgot the name of it, but he's part of a Decepticon squad with a whole bunch of losers or something like that. But I do really like this. And, MHZ Toys or MH Toys or whatever, go ahead and redo your KO of Fans Toys in this color and I'll be picking it up. Because this is really cool. Hell, even if XTransbox painted their Cyclonus in this colors, I would be tempted to pick it up.
You would be tempted, then you would say no.
No. I would wait till you get it and then see how many pieces are broken on it. And then if there's less than 5, I might pick it up.
Oh, well, my luck with figures, I swear. I think I am the test dummy for figures. So I swear it's just the figure I got yesterday had a broken piece. So it's, yeah. Mm-hmm. I do like this color as well. And if it did come in, from any of the third party, I would be picking this up. If Hasbro put this out as a repaint, I know that's highly unlikely. I would grab it as well. Especially since I like the Cyclonus, the Kingdom mode, that Kingdom model that they use. So I would definitely pick this up.
I'm right there with you. So maybe we'll see it one day.
Yeah, those colors are awesome.
They are. They're really cool. Next, we've got this ominous silhouette, which is samurai armor for Prowl. I'm assuming that's for Legacy Prowl, so by DNA, so this should be really cool. I know a friend that is really against third party, but this might, draw him in.
I didn't know.
Well, I don't have the original figure. I think it looked good, so I'm not getting it.
I didn't know what this was, and then I started seeing, and I was just like, "What?" And then I looked at those legs, and I was like, "Oh, not my Prowl."
No, not your Prowl.
Yeah,
but it's fine. I mean, it looks cool for what it is. I would prefer Prowl in a G1 color scheme to be a motorcycle, because that's the one I have. I have the Tokyo Toy Fair exclusive animated Prowl in the G1 colors, and I do think Prowl works better as a motorcycle. We can debate that later. So, yeah, you know it. So maybe if they release this one day in that, I'll pick it up.
Nope, won't be making it into my collection, and the only police motorcycle is Groove. Thank you. We can move on.
So let's get into some updates, and now he's back on our screens. We have Rise of the Beast Optimus again. So I guess they put out a 3D models, and there were some comments by Hasbro designer Sam Smith talking about it. So you can see what's reused from the previous version, and you can see a comparison between the previous version and the new version. So the robot mode does look a little bit better. The reused parts, totally cool with. They reused the windows and they reused the tires. Makes sense. Like they're not reusing too much. But
why reinvent the wheel?
Well, sometimes they should reinvent the wheel. Because they don't put pins through them. They use the mushroom pegs.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, so this looks pretty good. We'll wait to see how it looks in hand, and if they create a deco that I actually like.
Yeah, let's clean up the back. Hopefully.
You mean the back of the truck?
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, it's a booster. That's what you said. So
that's what I said. Let's
when you're proven wrong in the movie, I'm gonna be like, Bobby, you made me buy a figure. Next, we had a video for this guy, which is the Command and Convert Primal. It's pretty much Robosen for babies. The price came out, it's $125. I think that's a little bit pricey, if I'm going to be honest with you, for something that looks so childish. Like, I get it could be for a birthday or a present, but this doesn't even have... It's literally monkey mode all the time.
I actually disagree. So I'm nodding my head, processing what you said. I think it's actually a fair price based off of the electronics and everything that go into it. I read that it roars, it beats its chest, it has 100 command or something like that, or movements. I think that's pretty cool for the price point, especially being that it does transform, even if it's not the ideal transformation. But compared to what we just saw from Robosen, that are 5 and 6 and 7 times more expensive, this, I think, is in line with those price points. So I think it's a fair price based off of that. Now, would I pay for that? Probably not. But I think as a kid, I would want something like this, especially if I knew there was no chance of me getting the Robosen.
I get what you're saying. I just think parents nowadays aren't going to go for this when they could buy a video game to keep their kid quiet for, $70. And most kids nowadays are going to want that video game besides this.
Now that's
just the sad truth.
That I can't argue with. I don't know. For me as a kid, I would have loved this and the video game. So I would have tried to figure out how to get both.
Yeah, no, for me, I would have probably preferred the video game with how this looks and get me, or take that $125 and get me 5 normal Transformers.
Yeah. So, well, with the prices nowadays, it wouldn't have been 5.
Yeah, it would have been
3.5. Well, it depends on the scale.
If you get all deluxes, I was thinking deluxes. Yeah. So, but 3.5. Let's go with that. Rip 1 in half for me. Next, we have Bobby's favorite model kits, and we've got Agora Models, which is actually kind of a cool name for a company. Optimus Prime, and this is all you get with the $75 pack one.
No, I'm completely out. This, and I think the next price is $150.
$150, if I remember correctly.
For 11 months, or I believe it is.
So it's $75 for the first month, and I think it's 12 months after that.
Okay, so it is. So the 12 months counts after the 75. I don't
know. I don't remember.
So, give or take 11 or 12 months of $175. No. As I said before, my biggest fear would be that I'm invested 3 months in, and then they decide not to complete the figure.
Yeah.
And I'm stuck with literally this. Yeah. That would drive me crazy. So now I have a head and 2 windshields. Literally, I couldn't even do anything with this. I have to wait till the next month for something to come, which I don't know what it would be, and that would irk the crap out of me.
Yeah, I agree on all those points. I can't disagree with that. I also think that head looks a little funky. It looks too wide this way.
It does.
I don't know if it's just me, but
it's very narrow. I think it's narrow around the face, and then those antennas or whatever make it really big.
Yeah. But yeah. So it's a thing you can get if you like it. Yeah. Next, we have something that Bobby's probably going to get 3 or 4 of, and here we have XTransbox Double Agent, and here's the test shot. It is scheduled for release in September, which is pretty close. We just showed the gray one, and we were like, why did they show the gray one? Now they're showing the blue one, so maybe they're just showing the progression of the test shots. Well, and I think this looks pretty nice, I've got to say.
It looks really good. And I think when we were in LA, was it? Or was it Chicago?
No, I think it was Chicago.
Chicago. When we saw it, it was in color. So that's why it threw me off when they started showing the grayscale. And I thought that was a test figure that we saw. But I am in for the US and the Japanese version of this. So,
and you're getting 2 of each, right? So you could display them in punch and counter punch modes, right? Oh, make that 3. You have to have a vehicle mode one, right?
I haven't decided if I'm going to pick up a third. I am going to pick up 2 more. I haven't
decided.
Because I have to see which one I really like and then pick up another one of those if I decide to do it.
So I also really like this. I won't get it because it's XTransbox, and I don't trust them. You could just burn me once, shame on you. Burn me twice, shame on me. So I'm not trusting. I've never had the QC issues that I had with them before. So I'm going to stay away, but I will admire your broken in half figures through a screen.
BVC fans, can you all just comment about what James said like a couple of minutes ago? If XTransbox repainted the Cyclonus, he would get it. And now he's out.
But that's a cool repaint. This is the G1 repaint. I don't need a G1 repaint. You got an obscure comic character? I got you. Just like when they did the Rodimus one that they showed the head of. That one has me interested because it's an obscure character repaint that I would probably never get. But punch and counter punch, it's only a matter of time until Mastermind Creations and Fans Toys and all these people come out with theirs.
I think it'll be a long matter of time because we've only seen this. We've seen it in was it Titan's Return, and then G1.
Titan's Return, G1, and they re-released it for I think Kingdom or Earthrise.
Did they really? Okay, I don't remember that.
With Barricade. Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember that one. So I mean, hold your
breath. But he's also not. I have the G1 version, and honestly, the G1 version I could throw across the room and it wouldn't break. This one, I'm going to drop it onto a bed 6 inches, and it's going to burst into pieces like my other one. So.
You just happened to get the one that was meant for me, I think.
Well, I ain't taking that chance again.
Well, I will definitely let you know how it is.
Yes, please do. And next we have something that Bobby is going to be very interested in, and that's the Magic Square Bruticus. He is a Legends collector. He does like Bruticus. What do you think about this, Bobby?
The deceit that you just shared with the people. I will not be picking this up. And it's kind of funny. I thought you would, even though they're test shots, that gray and purple brawl kind of looks cool.
I was going to mention that. I was going to say, if they release the gray and purple brawl, I don't care if it's Legends. I'll probably pick it up, and he could just be a tiny little guy.
Yeah.
Because I like those colors. That's actually really nice.
That is really cool. I will not be picking this up simply because of
even
size.
when you see them with the other ones.
I don't have the other
cool
one.
They all work together.
I don't have the other one, and that's something I'm not going to start. I already have a few Minosaurs and a few Devastators and some more on the way. So no, not going to do it. Not going to relive that in Legend scale.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll give you 6 months. Because what's incoming is a Legends figure, and I know you're picking it up, and that's this guy right here.
I knew it was coming.
So you need to get the Bruticus to go with him, don't you?
Well, if anything, I would get the Constructicons, the Devastator, since those were his sworn enemy from G1. But I am getting this. Those colors just did it for me, and I don't know why I've bought so many Omega Supremes this year. It's crazy. I will be picking this up. I actually just paid for it today.
Yes, so the price will be $182, I believe, somewhere around there. And that prices me out of this. For just a fun repaint that's not even all that big, I can't put that money down on something like this when there's a lot more things that I want coming out. But I do think it looks amazing.
Yeah, this guy is. And honestly, this is my favorite Omega Supreme. Out of all the ones I have, the New Age is my favorite. So I am in for it.
Well, I'll be happy to see it with its little train running around its track.
Yeah.
You get it? And let's talk about what's coming out. So the first thing, I know you are looking for this, and that is the G1 Retro Hound. It was found in Florida.
I was just there. I didn't see
it. So we saw the Thundercracker last week. So here's the Hound. I know you're going to be picking this up. It was your first figure ever.
Yeah, ever. My first Transformer figure as a kid. So I will definitely be picking this up. I'm so excited about it. And I like the box art of all these movie figures. So I will be picking this up. If somebody knows in Atlanta where it's at, let me know.
He's looking. He's on the hunt. And let's keep with this G1 aesthetic going. And here we've got some fourth parties, and we've got Weirdwolf, Blitzwing, and Inferno. Are you going to get any of these? I'm sure you are if you don't already have them.
I am actually Weirdwolf and Blitzwing should be here in a few days. I do have G1 Inferno, so I will not be picking that up. Again, as I mentioned, I had a lot of these figures original, lost all my stuff, some time ago. And so I've been steadily replenishing those just for the nostalgia. And since I still have some G1 figures, I figured bringing these KOs in wouldn't really matter too much because I just really want a presence.
Yeah, I think that makes 100% sense. And they all look really good. So the last thing is XTransbox Ollie, the reissue, 2.0 reissue, is coming out. So if you need it, you can go ahead and get it. Get this little Dinobot riding guy for your collection.
I think he's cute. I have him. I have the 2.0 reissue. The 2.0, the first issue of it. I like it. It is a cool little figure if you like Willie. Even if you don't like Willie, it was still something that has a presence on the shelf. So I have it. I like it. No complaints from me.
And I am perfectly fine with the Titans Return version that I don't even have out because Wheelie isn't a big presence on my shelves.
Yeah.
But that's everything we have for you today. So let us know what you're going to be getting. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys really soon.
As always, till all debates are won,